कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत नः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनापवित्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् शञ्च मे मयश्च मे प्रियं च मेऽनुकामश्च मे कामश्च मे सौमनसश्च मे भद्रं च मे श्रेयश्च मे वस्यश्च मे यशश्च मे भगश्च मे द्रविणं च मे यन्ता च मे दत्ता च मे क्षेमश्च मे धृतिश्च मे विश्वं च मे महश्च मे संविश्च मे ज्ञात्रं च मे शोश्च मे प्रसूश्च मे क्षीरं च मे लयश्च मरुतं च मे अमृतं च मे यक्ष्मं च मे नामयश्च मे जीवातुश्च मे दीर्घायुत्वं च मे अनमित्रं च मे अभयं च मे सुगं च मे शयनं च मे शोषा च मे सुदिनं च मे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Are you ready to chant Ekachame? Ekachame. एकाच मे त्रिसश्च मे पञ्च च मे सप्त च मे नव च मे एकादश च मे त्रयोदश च मे पञ्चदश च मे सप्तदश च मे नवदश च मे एकविंशतिश्च मे त्रयोविंशतिश्च मे पञ्चविंशतिश्च मे सप्तविंशतिश्च मे नवविंशतिश्च मे एकत्रिंशश्च मे त्रयस्त्रिंशश्च मे चतुष्षश्च मे षोडश मे द्वादश च मे षोडश च मे विंशतिश्च मे चतुर्विंशतिश्च मे अष्टाविंशतिश्च मे द्वात्रिंशश्च मे षट्त्रिंशश्च मे चत्वारिंशश्च मे चतुश्चत्वारिंशश्च मे अष्टाचत्वारिंशश्च मे भाजश्च वसवश्च पिजश्च क्रतुश्च सुवश्च मूर्ध्याश्च वृष्णियश्चान्त्यश्च भुवनश्च भुवनश्चाधिपतिश्च भाजश्च प्रसवश्च is all over the map. Actually, you mean this. Is everything Sheshchame or some are Shechchame? Yeah. You are not differentiating between Sheshchame and Shechchame. Everything you are saying Sheshchame, Sheshchame, Sheshchame. Some are Shechchame, Cha, not Shcha. Some are Shcha, some are Cha. So, I want you to pay attention to where it is cha, where it is cha. Difference and learn. Listen to the difference. Cha and cha. Sha, cha together cha. Only cha. So pay attention and chant again. A little bit slowly so that everybody can chant. There are slower walking people, faster walking people. I've always been criticized by my wife. I never walk along with her because I have a tendency to walk all the time very fast. So, men usually have this problem. They'll be walking very much in the front and leaving her way in the back. Uncle shared a very beautiful way of how it starts. When you are first married, you are right by her side. Then what happens is you walk and then ignore her. So let's walk together. Well, let us march together. Marching is different from walking. Let's march together. Eka cha me, sascha me, pancha cha me, sapta cha me. Right? Pancha cha me is pancha cha me. I want you to pay attention to the swara also. One more time. Eka cha me, sascha me, pancha cha me, sapta cha me, nava cha me, ekadasha cha me, trayodasha cha me, panchadasha cha me, saptadasha cha me, navadasha cha me, ekavigumsatischa me, trayovigumsatischa me, panchavigumsatischa me, saptavigumsatischa me, navavigumsatischa me, ekatrigumsatischa me, trayasrigumsatischa me, chatasrascha me, षोडश मे, द्वादश च मे, षोडश च मे, विगुंसतिश्च मे, चतुर्विगुंसतिश्च मे, षाविगुंसतिश्च मे, द्वात्रिगुंसश्च मे, षट्त्रिगुंसश्च मे, षट्त्रिगुं is sechame, षट्त्रिगुं सच्चमे, चत्वारिगुं सच्चमे, not sechame, चत्वारिगुं सच्चमे. That is, gum is always followed by cha. Whenever there is gum, there is cha. Otherwise it is cha. That is the way you need to differentiate. One more time, ekachame. Let's start from the numbers again. Eka cha me, sascha me, pancha cha me, sapta cha me, nava cha me, ekadasha cha me, trayodasha cha me, panchadasha cha me, saptadasha cha me, navadasha cha me, ekavigumsatischa me, trayovigumsatischa me, panchavigumsatischa me, saptavigumsatischa me, navavigumsatischa me, ekatrigumsatischa me, trayasrigumsatischa me, one more time. Ekachame. I'm not going to leave you until you get it. Okay, one more time. Ekachame, tisachame, panchachame, saptachame, navachame, ekadasachame, trayodasachame, panchadasachame, saptadasachame, navadasachame, ekavigumsatischame, trayovigumsatischame, panchavigumsatischame, saptavigumsatischame, navavigumsatischame, ekatrigumsatischame, trayasrigumsatischame, chatasrigumsatischame, षोडशमे, द्वादशमे, षोडशमे, विगुंसतिश्चमे, चतुर्विगुंसतिश्चमे, षाविगुंसतिश्चमे, द्वात्रिगुंसश्चमे, षट्त्रिगुंसश्चमे, चत्वारिगुंसश्चमे, चतुश्चत्वारिगुंसश्चमे, चत्वारिगुंसश्चमे, वाजश्च प्रसवश्चाभिरश्च क्रतुश्च सुवश्च मूर्ध्याश्च व्यस्नीयश्चान्त्यायनश्चान्त्यश्च भुवनश्च भुवनश्चाधिपतिश्च. That gum, you're getting carried away for every gum is down. No, not every gum is not down. Yeah? Chatvari gum shachame chatushchatvari gum shachame stachatvari gum shachame vajascha prasavascha bijascha kratuscha suvascha murdhacha vyasniyascha tyayanascha bhuvanascha bhuvanaschaadhipatischa. If you chant that slowly, you will make sure you will get all the diction and this thing also correct. I told you all that this will be the last class, but it doesn't look like it will be because we still have one more mantra to learn. But one more time I want it, I will finish cheating even if I cannot tell you all the meaning of it, that's okay. We will conclude the Chamakam today because that's what we have agreed to do. Huh? One more time. Eka cha me desasya me pancha cha me sapta cha me nava cha me ekadasa cha me trayodasa cha me panchadasa cha me saptadasa cha me navadasa cha me ekavigumsatischa me trayovigumsatischa me panchavigumsatischa me saptavigumsatischa me navavigumsatischa me ekatrigumsascha me trayostigumsascha me chadasascha me shaucha me dvadasascha me shodasascha me vigumsatischa me chaturvigumsatischa me shavigumsatischa me dvatrigumsascha me chatrigumsascha me chatvarigumsascha me chatuschatvarigumsascha me. That gum is not down, huh? That gum is not down, only chatuschatvarigum. That chatuschatvarigum saccha me, not chatuschatvarigum saccha me. That's what I was saying. Every gum after you are chanting down. Pay attention to what you see. Say what you see. Think what you see. Say what you see. Do what you say. Let's go again. From chatvarigum saccha me chatuschatvarigum. Not that gum is not down. Why you are saying down? One more time. Chatvarigum saccha me chatuschatvarigum saccha me chatvarigum saccha me vajascha prasavascha bijascha kratuscha suvascha murdhacha yasniyascha andyayanascha andyascha bhuvanascha bhuvanascha adhipadischa. Shankar is not saying, no excuse. You want your son to say the Veda, but you are not saying Veda. Your son will emulate exactly what you are. Therefore, you should also say the Veda. Come on, let us chatuschatvarigum saccha me. Chatvarigum saccha me, chatuschatvarigum saccha me, chatvarigum saccha me, vajascha prasavascha bijascha kratuscha suvascha murdhacha yasniyascha andyayanascha andyascha bhuvanascha bhuvanascha adhipadischa. Om Ida Devahur. Om Ida Devahur. Om Ida Devahur. Manur Yajnanir. Manur Yajnanir. Manur Yajnanir. Bruhaspatir Dha. Bruhaspati Rukta, Bruhaspati Rukta, Madani Shagum Sisha, Madani Shagum Sisha, Madani Shagum Sisha. Power failure. Why not many people are not chanting? I can see the volume decreases. Yeah. So when we are chanting, it all comes together. So when we are chanting, when it comes together, we think that is the mantra. That is not the mantra. The mantra is split in a way that it makes more meaning. So when you are splitting the mantra, it is like saying in Telugu, Ramunito Kapivarunditlaniye. Ramunito to Rama, Kapivara means Hanuman said like this. If that is what is the, so if the fellow doesn't know where to split, what he will say is Ramuni Toka, Pivarunditlaniye. Ramuni Toka means the tail of Rama, and Pivara said like this. That doesn't make any sense. So when we are chanting this, when we say Om Yeda Devahur Manur Yajnanir Bruhaspati Ragdha Madani Sagum Sishad Vishwe Deva, that's what we chant. But Madani Sagum Sishad. Okay, one more time. Om Yeda Devahur, Om Yeda Devahur, Om Yeda Devahur, Manur Yajnanir, Manur Yajnanir, Manur Yajnanir, Bruhaspati Ragdha Madani, Bruhaspati Ragdha Madani. Correct. Bruhaspati Ragdha Madani. Sagum Sishad, Sagum Sishad, Sagum Sishad, Vishwe Deva, Vishwe Deva, Vishwe Deva, Sukta, 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 Vachah Pruthivi, Vachah Pruthivi, Vachah Pruthivi, Matar Mamahi Gumsir, Matar Mamahi Gumsir, Matar Mamahi Gumsir, Madhumanishye, 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 Madhujanishye, 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 Madhuvakshami, 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 Madhuvadishyami, 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 Madhumatim, 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 Devebhyo, 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 Vachamudyasagum, 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 Sushrushenyam, 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 Manushyeebhyastam, 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 Madheva, 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 Avantu Shobhayai, Avantu Shobhayai, Avantu Shobhayai, Pitaronu Madantu, Pitaronu Madantu, Pitaronu Madantu. Om Yeda Devahur Manur Yajnanir Bruhaspati Ragdha Madani Sagum Sishad Vishwe Deva Sukta Vacha Pruthivi Matar Mamahi Gumsir Madhumanishye Madhujanishye Madhuvakshami Madhuvadishyami Madhumatim Devebhyo Vachamudyasagum Sushrushenyam Manushyeebhyastam Madheva Avantu Shobhaye Pitaro no Madantu. Bruhaspati Rukta Madani
देवेभ्यो वाचमुद्यासगुं शुश्रूषेण्या मनुष्येभ्यस्तं मा देवा अवन्तु शोभायै पितरो नुमदन्तु ॐ इडादे बहुर्मनुर्यज्ञनी बृहस्पतिरग्धामदानि सगुं शिषन् विश्वे देवा सूक्तवाच पृथिवीमाधर्मामाहि गुंसिर्मधुमनिष्ये मधुजनिष्ये मधुवक्ष्यामि मधुवदिष्यामि मधुमतीं देवेभ्यो वाचमुद्यासगुं शुश्रूषेण्यां मनुष्येभ्यस्तं मा देवा अवन्तु शोभायै पितरो नुमदन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
So last Anuvakam we learned the significance of sacrifice or offering oneself at every aspect of the life force. There was a question that came from someone, if cow is sacred, why do we offer the cow? This offering is not about us killing somebody. Hello. It has become that. We have interpreted offering means killing something and putting it for something else. That is what it has become. But the offering of oneself as a sacrifice is a means to expand themselves. It comes involuntarily. It comes without any condition. It comes unconditionally. The offering of the Jesus himself is to actually a voluntary offering. Nobody took Jesus and put him on the cross and then killed him. It is not what happened with Jesus. In fact, what happened was when the disciples told him, look, the army is coming, don't you see the torches? They're all coming. They're going to capture you. They're going to kill you. Let us escape through the back crowd. Jesus had a choice. If it was not voluntary offering of himself for the cause of the humanity, Jesus would have escaped very beautifully. Without nobody would have the ability to catch that divine one. Impossible. So the offering of the Jesus was voluntary for the sake of the humanity. The sacrifice comes as voluntary love for the entire cosmos. In fact, I had a beautiful dream one time before the Christmas time. I was teaching Purusha Suktam in Fremont. And when I was teaching Purusha Suktam in Fremont, I had a dream on Christmas Eve when the Jesus was actually shackled. He was put on all shackles. He was dragging the cross up the mountain. Everybody was spitting on him and they were beating him up with the whip. And suddenly Jesus broke all the shackles and appeared on the top of the hill. And then he said, look, don't you think the one that has powers to heal the blind, to make the deaf talk and the mute talk, and to raise the dead to the life, to give sight to the blind, that I don't have the powers to break all these shackles and release myself from all this pain and agony? But the choice was mine. The choice was mine because I want to take all the pain and suffering of the humanity at that point of time upon myself, and therefore I sacrificed myself for the sake of the humanity. The choice of the divine is to go through the pain and suffering for the sake of the rest of the humanity, and this is sacrifice. Don't you think the God that went through the paralytic stroke and could not even speak, that cured himself just by sprinkling the water on himself and immediately got up in front of everyone and talked very fluently for 1.5 hours and gave a discourse on that Guru Purnima day, that he could not cure himself from what he has gone through? Yes, he could. But the choice was his, that he had to take the pain and suffering of the entire Mother Earth upon himself. If in fact he had not taken that pain and suffering upon himself, more than 25 nuclear bombs would have been exploded in Japan and would have taken the entire earth and consumed all of us. And therefore the divine said, let me take that upon myself. When he decides to do that, do you think any doctor would have any capacity to cure him? Absolutely not. Ajur yajnena kalpatam, prano yajnena kalpatam, apano yajnena kalpatam, vyano yajnena kalpatam. The divine being always offers itself for the sake of the entire humanity, so that the infinite that is embodied in the finite body now becomes infinite again. How does this infinite that is now the finite become the finite to the infinite? That is what this Anuvakam is talking about. Hello. Is the question answered about offering is not us capturing something and killing it? Offering is coming involuntarily, unconditionally. Let me sacrifice myself for the sake of the humanity. And this is the essence of the entire divine coming in human form. Is if he doesn't sacrifice himself, how does he set a role model for the rest of the humanity? Hello. What do we have to emulate? We don't have anything or anybody else to emulate. He is the one we should emulate. And what does he do? He offers his body in service. He offers his senses in adoration. He is the I am that is all pervading. In fact, I'm writing an article on the end of education is character. Today is the graduation day. For the past 2 weeks, Swami had inspired me to start writing an article called The End of Education is Character. What is character? Boys and girls, all of you should listen. What is character? How many characters are there around us? If we start, and what end are we talking about as character? In fact, character, if you look in the dictionary, it says it is a synthesis of a habits, it is a synthesis of attributes of an individual. That is character. Instincts impel, impulses ideate, ideas act, actions habituate, habits become a character. So the character is really built upon the instinct. If that instinct is misplaced, the character will be totally disastrous. In fact, if you look at the people that have achieved so many great things today in science, in art, in technology, in so many different forms of things, their instincts are based on winning at any cost. Today's society drives children to craziness of win, 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 win. Defeat, 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 lose, lose, lose. There is good and there is bad, there is evil. We are going to attack the evil because we are winners. We are winners. This is all we are taught. You got to win. If you don't win, you are an idiot. You don't fit in the society. But all these winners, you see, are actually losers in their character. Look at people that are playing this football, basketball and all these things. Are they our role models for character? Because many of them are drug addicts. Many of them are indulging in senses. Who do we have to emulate as a character? And when I was struggling with this, the end of education is character, I was asking Swami. Swami came in the dream. Whenever I go through this agony inside that is related to the self, he has to come because that's his promise. His promise is whenever you have a question, I will come and I will answer. Don't go ask anybody. Tom, Dick and Harry, not. Only God. Go put your head on his feet. He will answer. So he came in the dream. Em Samacharam. He said, what's the news? I said, Swami, really I'm struggling with this. There are so many characters around. And you said end of education is character. And this guy wants me to write an article in the newsletter about end of education is character. Which character should I write about? And therefore, I choose to write about your character only. How do you describe your character? What is your character? I asked him that question. And the God, out of his infinite love and compassion, he said, Sarvarupa dharam shantam, sarvanama dharam shivam, Satchidananda Rupam Advaitam, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. He said, my character is Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Truth, purity and beauty. I don't want to bore you because the article is almost done. It will be published eventually somewhere. I will circulate it to all the teachers here and to the parents too. It's a very incredible inspiration that God has given. And he completely cleared all the doubts. I was asking him all the questions about truth, materialism, spiritualism. Do I have to give up one to become the other? He said, absolutely not. In fact, the material world is the basis for us to spiritually evolve. How can you give up? If I start telling everyone, give up materialism, what will they do? They stop their education and become vagabonds. That is not what it is. Spiritualism and materialism are completely integrated. In God, with God, everything is integrated. For us, everything is separate. We want to separate material world from spiritual world. If you do that, you are splitting yourself into many pieces. That's what he told me. So that's the essence of the article. That why I came to this is, God establishes an example even in sacrifice. And that's what we learned in the last Anuvakam. Now this Anuvakam is, once you sacrifice, you have not actually eliminated yourself. You start multiplying yourself. You become infinite. And you become immortal. You become, the one becomes the many. In fact, the one has all the many. You have questions, Sairam?
Yes. So this the concept of animal sacrifice,
Yeah.
it's not. So does that also mean that you sacrifice the animal qualities in us?
Exactly. So that is very beautiful. You answered the question you asked, which is, we are actually sacrificing the animal in front of the yajna. But that is not the point. The point is sacrifice the animal quality in you. That's beautiful, very, very beautifully. That's what he put together. So you're not sacrificing. Every animal has a strength and a weakness, and so do humans. Everybody's strengths are their weaknesses when they're not balanced properly. You understand? The strength of a deer is to hear very well. Now, deer and hear, very clear. Huh? The strength of the deer is to hear. The strength of the dog is to be having faithfulness. The strength of a cat is to be in solitude. That's what yesterday we were talking. Very beautiful. Everything you see becomes a spiritual conversation. We were sitting there and we were talking. There was a cat in Rachana's place, and we were talking about a cat. Cats, now recently I got a pet also. Now mind is on the pet. So what happened? Now I have a dog, and this dog doesn't leave me all the time, coming up, licking and all the time. And I was wondering, look at that cat. That cat fellow doesn't even move. If the owner comes back home, cats don't go and climb on people and do all that kind. Only a dog does. And I was wondering, oh my God, this is beautiful. A dog is a bhakta and a cat is a jnani. And the reason for that is a dog. This is what brother was saying actually. I gave the interpretation of Bhakta and Jnani, but he was saying a dog always thinks, oh, look at that human being. You know, what a beautiful guy. Every time I am hungry, he's feeding. Every time I am thirsty, he's actually giving me water. Every time I need to go out, he's taking me out in spite of all his busyness. And all this stuff, he's looking at man and saying, he's God. Therefore, I should be very faithful to him. And therefore, he comes and loves you. He comes and licks you. He comes and takes care of. Cat is not like that. Cat thinks, I am God. So what is the cat doing? I am God, therefore this man come and should serve me. Not me going and being faithful to him. Hello? You understand the difference between cat and dog? Huh? Now what happened? The material world, what you are seeing cat and dog has turned into spiritual world. How incredible that is. So why did I come to this? Because the animal quality. Every animal has its strength, but also has its weakness. Now, if the cat really is God, then it is completely missing. But how many of us are really jnanis thinking, I am God living consciousness? Every jnani is a cat. From now on. And every dog is a bhakta. Very faithful to the master. Very faithful to the master. The master, you are feeding me. I am very grateful to you. I am always with you. And I will, in fact, go to any extent to protect you. How? What happened with Kala Bhairava? He is the dog. Brahma had actually 5 faces. Brahma was thinking, oh, I am actually even greater, I am equivalent to Shiva, he said. Because Shiva also has 5 faces. Sadyojata, Vamadeva, Aghora, Tatpurusha, Ishana. The 5 faces of Shiva are the earth, water, fire, wind, ether. So Brahma said, I also have 5 faces. I am equivalent to this fellow. The moment Brahma thought that, Kala Bhairava got really upset. How can anybody be equivalent to my master? Let me take away one of the faces of this guy. He went and pinched off one of the heads. Therefore, from there on, Brahma had only 4 faces. No, this is Purana. I am not telling any lies here. Hello, it's not my knowledge. The dog is so faithful, Kala Bhairava. That's why we worship dog as Kala Bhairava, because he would not tolerate anybody equivalent to the master. The master is the supreme. Only my God should have 5 faces. Everybody else should have only 4. And therefore, only Shiva has 5 faces. Rest of us has 1 less than him.
The cat always runs away from the dog when it sees him.
Oh, that's why the cat, yeah, that's also true. The jnani is afraid of the bhakta. That's what he said. I didn't say. Hello, don't get upset. All the jnanis, please forgive me. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody here. I want to be a dog. I am a bhakta. I want to be a dog, ever faithful to my master Sai. Because that is who is giving me all the life and sustenance. Because of him, I get everything. I am ever grateful. Shvabhya Shvapatibhyascha Namaha. Shvabhya Shvapatibhyascha Namaha. Now, coming back to this expansion consciousness. Once you sacrifice, once Jesus sacrificed himself on the cross, what happened? Jesus' self became immortal. He became, his blood purified the whole waters. And he became the many. Ekachame is the one. Now, the numbers. All the numbers you may want to write down very, otherwise I will send you an email also. Ekachame is 1. Tisraschame is 3. Panchachame is 5. Saptachame 7. Keep saying. Navachame
9.
Ekadashachame Trayodashachame
13.
Panchadashachame
15.
Odd numbers, okay. Don't go 14. 15, very simple clue. Panchadashachame 15. Next, Saptadashachame
17.
Navadashachama
19.
Ekavigum. You're looking at the book. Very good. Yeah. Yeah.
I was looking at Sanskrit.
Okay. Ekavigum. Trayovigum.
23.
Panchavigum.
25.
Saptavigum.
27.
Navavigum.
29.
Ekatrigum.
31.
31. Trayastrigum.
33.
Chatasraschame. Suddenly.
34. 31.
No, 4. We came back to 4. Now even numbers. Ashtauchame. Even numbers. 8. Multiplication of 8. Of 4. Ashtauchame. Ashtauchame. Dvadashachame. 12. Shodashachame. 16. This is a mathematics class now. Hello. It is the mathematics class. 16. Next.
Vigum Shati.
Vigum. 20. Yes, I said multiplication table for 4. Okay. Then Chaturvigum. 24. Ashtavigum.
28.
Dvatrigum.
32.
32. Shatrigum.
36.
36. Chatvarigum. 40. Chatuschatva. 44. Ashtachatva.
48.
Okay. What is this multiplication table in the middle of all this chamakam? Right? One should get this doubt now. What people already forgot their math. 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2. Why is all this stuff now suddenly in between? Veda. In fact, the entire mathematics is derived from Veda. In fact, all the science, arts, technology, everything originated from Veda only. Veda is the most supreme knowledge. Because everything, all the external knowledge came from man. What is inner core to the man? It is Veda. Of course, everything came from Veda only. No question about that. Why there is any doubt about this? Absolutely no doubt. But you have to ask the question, what is the significance of only mentioning these numbers? Why they forgot to mention 2? 6. Why they forgot to mention 6? Huh? Some numbers are omitted. There is a reason for that. But let's look at the incredible things about the mathematics is, in fact, 2 is said and 6 is said implicitly. Hello, Gauri, have you listened what I said? Yeah? 2 is already there and 6 is already there implicitly. Let me tell you one secret that I learned reading a book called Sripada Srivallabha Charitamrutam. Sripada Srivallabha is the first incarnation of Dattatreya. And in that book, actually Haima read it and she said, oh, you should read this book. It explains all the Chamakam stuff. And I said, oh my God, really? And then I went curious and I started looking at that book. In that book, very beautifully, a Pandit who goes to see a king, when he was asked a question about spirituality, answers using Chamakam and especially this Anuvakam. Ekachame is 1. Tisraschame is
3.
1 plus 3 is 4. Square root of 4 is
2.
Very good. So 2 is answered. Then the next number is Panchachame. The previous, so Panchachame is 5. That 1 plus 3 before is 4. You have to remember that. The 1 plus 3 is 4. Panchachame is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. Now you see 3 is also there. Next one, next number. So we start with the previous one is? Hello, previous one is?
5.
Previous one is 9. Yeah, because you have to start with 9. 9 and then is 7. 9 plus 7 is? 16. Square root of 16 is? Now go home and do the math. Go home and do the math. All the numbers from 1 all the way to 17 will come with the odd numbers. And it stops at 17 because 16 is the ultimate, Shodasa Kalas. 16 is the Shodasa Kalas, the 16 different aspects of divinity that is manifested in 16 Kalas. And this 16 Kalas, I have never given this explanation before. This is the very first time I am explaining this Anuvakam like this. And this 16 represents the Shodasa Kalas, which are Shabdakarshini, Namakarshini, Bijakarshini, Atmakarshini, Gandhakarshini, Chittakarshini. God has 16 Kalas. And each Kala means aspect. In translation of English translation is aspect. God has these 16 aspects, and these 16 aspects therefore get multiplied into various different forms of knowledge. Each aspect has the same potency as the other aspect. The sound of God is as potent as the form of God. Nama Karshini, Bija Karshini, Rupa Karshini, Atma. This is described in the Sri Chakram, all the different aspects of the kalas. The 16 plus the 1 who is responsible for the 16 stop at 17. How beautiful that is. Incredible. Now we all think, Swami, I was reading Swami's discourse about Krishna Janmashtami. This is the only thing I read. The only thing I read is Swami's discourses, nothing else. No other books required. Hello. When you get a doubt, go pick up some Vahini, open it and start reading it. God answers every question. No need to go to any Pandit, no Vidwan, no Vidvamsa, no Vidvamsa, nothing is required. No Wayne Dwyers, no Deepak Chopras. I'm not saying they're less people. But the master has everything explained. So I was wondering the other day, Krishna Janmashtami, we were doing this beautiful Gopikas were dancing and all. The question that came in my mind was, why God has only 8 wives? And how did he get these 16,000 Gopikas? What is the significance of that? I was thinking like this, the numbers. I'm talking about numbers. And Sanatana Sarthi came, opened the book, Swami's discourse on Krishna Janmashtami. I was saying, everybody is thinking, this Krishna guy is really a womanizer. He is always after the woman. So he has 8 wives and 16,000 Gopikas. What foolish fellows, they don't even understand what they are thinking about. I'm paraphrasing what Swami wrote, of course. Then he said the 8 and the 16,000 signifies the 2 most important chakras in the body. The Hridaya chakra that has 8 petaled lotus. And the Sahasrara chakra that has 16,000 petals. The Ashtadalas are in the heart. Om Mani Padme Hum. 8-letter mantra. This is what Buddha realized. Hello. 8-letter mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. And then 16,000. Then he said, God has 16 kalas. And the 16 kalas manifested in 1,000 ways became 16,000. And that means he is the owner of all the 16,000 different aspects of the mother nature that are existing everywhere. Ekachame. Now you understood what is expansion consciousness. From Ekachame all the way we are expanding to 16,000 different ways. Otherwise, we are only limited in ourselves, thinking that I am this body, I am this mind, and we are caught up in this I am this body, I am this mind, nothing else. So God comes to establish that, oh no, you are not just this body, you are not just this mind, you are God. Every one of us is God. There is not that only there is one God. That is limiting God to who He is. And I was talking in the Hindu Mandir Executive Conference last week, Saturday, the 18th. And I was telling them, all the isms are limited. All the isms have limited scope. You take every ism. Christianity is an ism. And this ism has what? A book, a messenger, and a personal God. A book, a messenger, and a personal God. What is the book for the Christians? Bible. Who is the messenger? Christ. And what is the personal God? Jehovah. Take Islam. There is a book. What's the book? Quran. Hello, come on, fast. Otherwise the time is up. Okay, next one is Muhammad. Who is the God? Allah. Take Judaism. Ism. I'm not trying to say that these are less by any means. Please don't misinterpret me. What I am trying to highlight is a very different point. When we say Hinduism, we are actually limiting that to a book, a messenger, and a personal God. There's nothing wrong about that. That's how you start. But if you start there, you will be stuck there. Because you're still caught up in the same thing. I have a book, I have a personal God, and I have a messenger. What is the book for the Hindus? Some people say Vedas. But no, not everybody reads Vedas. Upanishads are there, Bhagavad Gita is there, Ramayana is there, Mahabharata is there. So many books are there. You can pick any book you want from the library and you can follow that book. Is there one personal God for any messenger for anyone? Is there any messenger? Yes. Some people have a messenger. They take their guru as the messenger. Nothing wrong about that. But in fact, there are so many gurus, not one messenger. There are so many messengers. There is Shankaracharya, there is Ramanujacharya, there is Madhvacharya. There is all different types of acharyas that are messengers, not one acharya. And you can follow any acharya you want. Nobody is stopping you to follow only one acharya. And is there one God? 33 million gods are there. Hello. Is there one God? No, 33 million gods. You can choose Krishna, you can choose Rama, you can choose Venkateswara, you can choose Shirdi Sai Baba, you can choose Sat Sai Baba, you can choose any, in fact you can choose yourself and worship. How expansive that is. The expansion is also a problem because there is lack of focus. That's why to give the focus, the isms have given a focus point. But if you get stuck at the focus point, you miss the big picture. And this is what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa explains very beautifully. What he explains is, if the mother has to show the star to the child, she says, look at the sky, there is a star. The guy looks at the star. Oh my God, how many stars? What star should I look at? I have no clue what star to look at. The child is all over the place, can't figure out where to choose. But she wants the child to see only one star. What she does, this is what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said, not my self-knowledge here. So, Paramahamsa says, therefore the mother chooses to say, oh dear, look at the tree. And right now the child says, yes, I see the tree. Then says, do you see the fruit? Yeah, I see the fruit. Then you see that fruit, right next to that fruit, there is a leaf. And then the child says, yes, I see the leaf. Now at the tip of that leaf, there is a star. Do you see that? Oh yeah, I see that. That star is, she tells the name of the star. Now the sun sees the star. Does the sun see the leaf and the fruit? No. The leaf and the fruit are just focal points to reach the star. So the book, the messenger and the personal God are the tree, the leaf and the fruit to see what? The expansive God that is all pervading and not one, millions of stars. Therefore we start with the numbers. Eka me. This a question. Your face looks like a question mark to me.
That's sort of like if the person showed his child, he'd say, look at the tree, look at the fruit, and then look at the leaf, and it'll be a different star.
It's a different star. Yeah, every star is different. Therefore, God is in many forms. There are so many stars. You are a star, I am a star. God has created so many stars, not just one star. Every one of us is a star in the sky of the divine. Sai Kailas Yatra, SKY. Understand?
Yeah.
Therefore, it is an expansive concept. Expansion is my, God said, what did he sing? Love is my form. Truth is my, bliss is my life is my, hello, you don't know the bhajan? Okay, you are all like looking for the words. Huh? My life is my, and what is his life? Expansion is my life. My life is my message. But what is my life? Expansion is my life, not contraction. Contraction is for the mind. Expansion is for the divine. Wine is contraction, divine is expansion. So the divine is expansion. And what is that expansion? Eka cha me, tisrash cha me, pancha cha me, sapta cha me, nava cha me, eka dasha cha me, trayo dasha cha me, pancha dasha cha me, sapta dasha cha me. How beautiful this is, this Anuvakam. All of a sudden, this expansion consciousness is the purpose of why God gave us this body. He has put the infinite Atma into the finite being so that the finite can become infinite. And this finite can be infinite living in this body, limited with the mind. But when the mind is playing the game, it is still limited because it's the mind. It actually separates you from everything. Whereas when the mind is less, you unite with everything. And of course, there is a spiritual significance of all these numbers of what this 1 is, what this 3 is. If I go into all that, it will take a lot of time. I promised you I will stop this class here. The 1 is the divine, the 3 are the 3 qualities, the 5 are the Panchabhutas, the 7 are the Saptadhatus, all this, the 11 are the Ekadas Rudras, there is a spiritual aspect of all of these numbers. You can find those in the books and you can read that yourself. I don't need to explain it to you. But the point is, now what is the 4? What is the 8? There is also, why suddenly, all of a sudden, these numbers stopped at
33.
Huh? 33, yeah. Yes, 33. Yes, he's paying attention. The odd numbers go only to 33. And the odd numbers start from 4 to 44. Now, 48. Why did they switch now, all of a sudden? There is a spiritual significance for that also. Huh? All the number from 4 to 48 is the rhythm, the meters that are associated with life. Trishtup Chanda, Anushtup Chanda, Jagati Chanda. In fact, we were talking about Shakvari Rangulayo, Bruhatradhantarechme. I explained that those are also chandas. Chanda means meter, rhythm. The rhythm multiplies in the numbers of 4. Ekatala, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then next tala is, Adi tala. How many matras? 8. You look at all the talas, they multiply only in 4. Majority of them. There are also 5 talas, Jampa tala, and there is Trisragati and all that stuff. But the most commonly used are the ones that are 4 metered, Ekatala and Aditala. Now, this rhythm of life, the expansion consciousness, the divine exists in a rhythm. And this rhythm is called Nataraja. And the rhythm of life is the Tandava. The dance of Shiva is the meaning of our life. Because without that rhythm of concordance, we would be discordant with the divine nature. Everything in the nature is a rhythm based, and hence all the rhythms are mentioned here. Live the divine, but live in a rhythm. Dance Shiva, dance in our hearts. I was singing that yesterday. How beautiful that dance Shiva, dance in our hearts. And blow off the winds of desire. Purify our hearts, purify. And love will flow like a river. Dance and dance. Now, after all these beautiful things, there is a prayer at the end of this Anvakam. I'll conclude in 2 minutes, Diana auntie. Please bear with me. And this prayer is actually a very beautiful prayer. Ida Devahur. Ida and the Pingala are the 2 waves of energy that are going through us. This is the rhythm of life. Ida also means the fire.
Did you cover the Vajascha Prasavascha?
Oh yeah. So, I didn't cover the Vajascha Prasavascha. Yeah. Now you see, now this expansion of life and the expansion in a rhythm, ultimately to what? Vajascha, Prasavascha, Apijascha, Kratuscha, Suvascha, Murdhacha, Vyasniyascha, Bhuvanascha, Bhuvanascha, Adhipatischa. If you remember what you started with Chamakam, what was the first starting mantra of Chamakam after? After Agna Vishnu, what do you say? No. After Agna Vishnu mantra? Vajascha me. Right? Vajascha. apijascha, kratuscha, swascha. Same thing is repeated. There, you start with the material world. The material world is let me get food, let me get this, let me get that. That's what you started with. But here, it is not that. Let me be that. Now this is spiritual. That is material, this is spiritual. Both are connected in Chamakam seamlessly and effortlessly. So don't think materialism is separate from spirituality. They are very highly integrated. It's a continuum of the same. They are not separate. When we actually use this aspect of it, then we become really spiritual. Otherwise, we are splitting ourselves into so many pieces. So many friend circles, so many connections, so many LinkedIns, so many different types, and we are all caught up in these different worlds. In every world you are a different. In fact, you can form your own little circles within this big circle. And this circle, you are a different personality from that circle. I have a Tamil circle. I want my child only to learn Tamil. I have a Telugu circle. I have this circle. I have that circle. Chhod do yaar, how many circles you want to be part of? Each circle you are a split personality because the agendas don't match. Bring everything into SAI. That is Vajascha, Apijascha. Now you see Shekhar uncle is very passionate about not learning Tamil. Don't interpret like that. Because I have to be careful because all of a sudden these kids think, oh, Shekhar uncle is against me learning Tamil. No. But don't give up this spiritual wisdom that you're getting at the expense of learning your own culture. The end of culture is perfection, Swami says. The end of education is character. Culture will lead you to only perfection. But this spiritual education you are getting here from Swami makes your child build a character that lasts forever. That nobody can give. Don't stop with culture. Culture gives only perfection. You become a perfect individual. Perfect individual is not a character. Remember this. If you are a perfect sportsman, you practice, you become a perfect sportsman. It doesn't give you character. It gives you only discipline. It gives you determination. It gives you dedication. That's why Swami says the end of education is character. The end of culture is perfection. The end of wisdom is love. The end of knowledge is freedom. Do you think any guru had summarized it like this? Impossible. The entire essence of Upanishads Bhagavan gave in 4 sentences that everybody can understand and emulate. You require perfection, but don't stop with perfection. It's the prerequisite to become the many. Vajascha, apijascha, kratuscha, suvascha, murdhacha, vyasniyascha, antyayanascha, antyascha, expansion consciousness. From the food all the way, breaking the annamaya, manomaya, pranamaya, vijnanamaya, anandamaya koshas. That is what is described in that mantra. I am giving the very short essence of it so you can go back and connect to it yourself, meditate on it. If everything Shekhar uncle is telling like this, then we won't put an effort to understand this. So meditate on that, you will get that mantra. Same thing with Ida Devahur, Manur Yajnanir. This beautiful prarthana is about, at the end of the day, what it is that Agni, Agni, Ida Devahur, Agni is the messenger for all the Devahur, all the deities and all the gods. Manur is the progenitor of the mankind. Yajnanir, he leads the people to do the sacrifice. Ida is the messenger. Manu is the sacrificer. Bruhaspati, the preceptor. Ukthamadani, he is the one that is essential for knowledge. So each role model is described here. Ida is the messenger for gods. Manu is the messenger for sacrifice. Bruhaspati is the preceptor. Sagum Sishad, Vishvedeva. All the Vishvedevas are chanting the Shanti mantras. They are the role models for establishing peace in this world. And Prudhivi, the mother, is the one that never hurts anyone. Toleration. Prudhivi Matar Mamahivumsi. The mother is the example of not hurting the child. And therefore, I should be like them. I should emulate all these role models. In doing what? Madhu Manishye. I will have loving thoughts. Thoughts that are as sweet as honey. Sweet thoughts. Madhu Janishye. I will have births that are only looked at as that is a sweet person. That is a loving person. Let me have the birth of love. Nothing else. Madhu Vadishyami. Madhu Vakshyami. I am going to speak sweet. Madhu Vadishyami. Vakshyami means think about sweet words. Vadishyami means speak the sweet words. Madhumatim, sweetest mind. Vacham Udyasam. When I speak, it will only be useful to others. Shushrushenyam. In order to do all the above, I will have the discipline and I will put my effort to do so. Manushyebhyaha tam ma devaha avantu shobhaye pitaro anumadantu. May all my preceptors and forefathers that have actually done these things, let them be my guidance, so that I will have sweet thoughts, I will have sweet words, I will have sweet birth, I will have sweet character, I will have sweet instincts, I will have sweet habits. And hence, the essence of education is character. And today, whoever is graduating, please don't think that you have graduated and left this center. You have graduated to be stuck at the feet of Swami, not to leave Swami. And in fact, there is nothing but Swami that is the most incredible, all-encompassing, divine, tolerant being. Not tolerant, respectful of all the beings. Om Sri Sai Ram. Let's close with Om and Three Shantis.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Sri Sai Ram. This concludes the Chamakam, and we don't know what Swami is going to guide us to do next. So it will be his inspiration, and I will communicate that I am praying him to guide what is the next best thing to do. And it is definitely not going to continue in Veda class. It will be something else. Because we have had enough of Veda classes. It's time to reflect and practice what we have learned. And it's going to be something else. And I am asking Swami to inspire what that something else is. I never have any plans, and we will go with the flow. Om Sri Sai Ram.